How we doing, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, just finishing off some work there, and I was kind of thinking about this topic all week, and obviously looking at the heading of the video about decision making, and it just kind of led me down a bit of a thought process, and I just wanted to kind of share it and make it my vlog. I'll probably do more stuff like this from time to time, so it's not always just me training and stuff, which is going to keep coming anyway. It's going to be part of this vlog too. But when I was thinking about decision making, what I kind of think is really interesting is how much kind of decisions that you're faced with every single day, whether it's deciding on what to eat, what to wear, if you should go to the gym or not, or whatever. And we're faced with decisions every day that might not really dictate very much, And what to wear might not dictate a lot. What to eat, well, depending on if you eat something, if you're feeling a bit iffy in the old tummy area or whatever, it might be a wee bit different. But then you'll get some massive decisions coming up. Literally, you'll need to sit and really think about, because some which might seem like simple decisions can have a massive dictation to depend on where your life might go. It really, really does. And you've probably watching this and you've had times where oh, if I never went to this thing, or I never done that thing, or I never spoke to that person, I never made that call, that your life, or something along those lines, something that seemed very simple, your life could have been massively different. Now, the reason why I'm kind of thinking about this right now is I'm in a bit of a crossroads in my own life. I've been kind of hinting at this constantly about different career paths and all that kind of thing, and I'm at a big massive crossroads right now where I am sitting doing this. And the thing I'm kind of trying to suggest to most people is to have some sort of right, what are the pros and cons? What's the best case scenario, what's the worst case scenario, and kind of weighing all that stuff up, And I think that's really important. That's what I'm sitting doing. I'm sitting discussing it with my wife, discussing it with close friends, and kind of saying right, what could come of this? What should I do? And weighing all your options up. Now, even earlier this week, I had my nephew. We were down in M&D's down in Strathclyde Park, and I'll show you this wee clip here. Corey, how do you feel?
Yeah.
You're what? Are you scared?
What is that? I'm getting done.
So there, what you kind of saw was we're going up this slide thing, right? It's like the big water slide down M&D's for the people that know, and it's got 3 different slides, but it's really, really high up. Now, I'm terrified of heights. I didn't know if he's scared of heights. It's only 5, and then we got halfway up. He was all buzzing, but when the higher he got, it was like some water splashed on him, and he was like, I want to go down. I want to go down. Now, how I dealt with that was, he's 5, he's nearly 6, but he's 5. So it was like, right, listen, we'll go down if you want, that's be fine. Initially I was like, no, come on. And I was like, you know what, we'll go down if you want, but you know what, see if you go up here, you're going to have 3 big slides to choose from. I said, you'll be able to tell all your friends that how exciting this was. I said, when you go down it, it'll be so fast and it'll be so fun and you'll have a great time. And I said, if you go down, it'll be fine, you'll be safe, but you won't really get to experience that kind of thing, and I'll be here with you the whole time no matter what. And as you'll see here, whoa! 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 How was that? Corey, how was that?
Crazy. That was actually crazy.
Was it crazy? He went down and then asked him, obviously as you just saw, how'd that feel? And he was like, it was crazy, and he absolutely loved it. He was absolutely buzzing, and he actually did want to do it again, but the queues are quite mad. So his decision there would have been again, what most of us do, right? And this is why I'm using this as a wee bit of analogy. We've got what you probably think would be a safer option, right? You can go and you can do this thing and it'll be safe. You can go back down, no harm, no foul. You just don't get the experience of that. And even if the experience might have not been good, at least you would learn from that experience that you perhaps shouldn't do that again, or that's not for me, that kind of thing. And that's kind of the way I'm going with things. I'm weighing some stuff up, and there's definitely safer options there. But there's other options, if you had to explore them, that are definitely a wee bit more of a risk. And I think that's what happens. A lot of people, I do coaching for a living, as a lot of people might watch this know. And a lot of people, when they kind of come to me, they're always weighing up, am I willing to stick to this? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And then when they make that decision, a lot of the time it's the best decision they've ever made, because even if they're not able to do it to their full standards, they'll kind of know what would be expected of them if they were going to go on to try and achieve the things that they set out to achieve. So they could play it safe, and I wouldn't really class it as safe when it comes to your health. You can think you're playing it safe by not committing to something, because, well, you can keep doing what you already know, and you're not going to embark on something like signing up for a 5k or a 10k or a half marathon, or if you're going to do a boxing fight, or if you're going to do something, if you decided not to do it, then at least you're not going to fail at doing it. And that terrifies people. The thought of even remotely trying to start something and then ending up failing it is more than enough to cripple them to the fact that they don't even try. Whether you're always explaining to people, like, listen, don't fear the failure side of it. Make that decision to don't always try and play things safe. Take a wee bit more of a risk from time to time, where you might go and try this stuff and it might not work out, you might not do it, but then you'd be able to have some sort of experience as to, right, why didn't that work? Or what did I do wrong? Or could I have put more effort in? You'll have a wee bit more experience that, but perhaps if you're going to go down these routes again, that you would be able to borrow into and to have experience from, to learn from, and you'll have some sort of thing, right, you know, this didn't really work for me the last time, that didn't really work for me that time. I think you get what I mean. And it's like sometimes where, again, to bring it back into the realms of exercise, I mean, sometimes like this week, for example, there's more than a few times because I was really tired, like, will I go to the gym or not? And the decision with that would relatively seem simple, right? Like, do you go to the gym or not? I'm tired. I'm like, versus, right, what will I get out of not going to the gym? And what will I get out of going to the gym? And it might be, right, you're feeling really tired, maybe taking a day off, or are you just being lazy? And with experience of that, you'd be able to make that decision a wee bit easier. Like, I can make those decisions. But if you're kind of new and you keep on taking option where you decide and you make decisions that you don't go to the gym and you just spend more time in bed, what are the repercussions of that? That you go back down that slippery slope, that you end up going back to where you started, and the chances are that you'll probably not see your goals through. You start feeling a bit negative about it, start feeling like a wee bit of a failure or whatever it is. Even though that's not the case, that might be what happens. And I do see that one a lot. So with me, I always kind of try and weigh up. I am really tired, or I'm fatigued, I've got a lot on, but I still try and make the time to get all this stuff in. Again, having goals will certainly help with that. And also this week, we had some rare nice weather, and I already had a session planned out. So I went down and done the boxing. I didn't get any filming of, but one of your friends reached out and says, oh, do you fancy doing Tintle, right? And it's one of those really warm days and it's spectacular, and I could go and I've got my drone, and I was like, I can go and take my drone and I can go and do this, but I'd already trained and I'm tired and all that. But so the decision had to be made where, do I just try and conserve some energy and just like rest the rest of the day and do some things, or do you take advantage of the weather and go and enjoy this experience, go and catch up with friends? And again, it's that decision making of, do you go and spend some time with friends you maybe not spoke to as much in a while, go and get the weather, go and get all those good endorphins. And obviously, as you can see, we went and done it, and it was absolutely an amazing day. And it's taking advantage of things like that, whether, again, if I'd made that decision just to stay in the house, or when I went out and saw the weather, when I felt it was good that day, I might have been a wee bit more conserve some energy. So with that, I would have to have weighed up the positive and negative. If I went and done that walk, would it maybe fatigue me for future sessions? Am I willing to take that on board? And maybe I might have to adjust the rest of my week, because you want to take advantage of the weather, but the other outcome would be, in a mental health sense, catching up with friends, so in a social sense and stuff, there's decisions to be made in terms of that, like where do you or don't you? And it's always going to boil down to that. So I think when it comes to making the bigger decisions, to kind of go back on myself, when it comes to things like your family, your career, your life, big things like exercising, doing tinty, you know, that kind of stuff, like those have different meaning to me personally, and maybe some of you guys can't resonate with that. With things like your career and stuff, literally what I'm always saying to folk is, when you're faced with decisions every day, and try and not give yourself too many hard ones. There is actual studies out there with things like decision fatigue, which I might cover at a later point, and that's why a lot of people, like you say, they wear the same outfits not all the time, because it will lessen the amount of decisions they need to make in that day. They might eat from a food template where they just pick what they're already eating, etc, etc, etc. But when it comes to things like that could be literally life-changing, big risks and stuff, it is really, really wise, I would really suggest, to sit and weigh up the pros and cons. What would happen if I done this, and what would happen if I didn't? Or what would happen if I went down that route, or what would happen if I went down that route? You get what I'm saying? And I think I'll probably elaborate on this a wee bit when I've come to some more solid decisions and stuff, but I think just to kind of share my own thought process, the way it's going through me right now, one of those things. It's just one of those things. I just don't even know why I'm sharing it. I think talking out loud is quite helpful. But aye, we're faced with so many decisions every day. So many. And maybe you've got some decisions to make as well. And if you're crippled by fear by some of them because you want to play it safe, I'd always say, really reconsider that. And why are you trying to play it safe? Safe from what? Is it your own ego? Is it your own ability? Like, I don't know. Is it you don't have faith in how hard you're going to work? You don't have faith in what it is what you're going to do? I don't know. But you also have to remember the fact that this is what makes life so exciting and so unpredictable. And even in some decisions you make, some of the decisions are not final. Like, again, if it is down a career path and you go down one thing or the other, another thing doesn't work out, the door might not always close another thing. And we're very lucky, if you're watching this, that you probably live in a world where other doors are going to open. It's not so much one door opens, other one closes. And one door might open, other one will kind of maybe close a wee bit, but you can always return and chat that door and say, try that again, you know what I mean? But listen, if you found this helpful, yeah, again, always leave a wee like, leave a wee comment. And again, I just want to say a massive thank you to Maggie and Stacey for getting Frank his sausages. Now, again, the way my week's been this week, it's been absolutely hectic. We've not been down to the cafe in a while, actually. But Frank definitely always goes and gets his sausages, always bring them in. And actually, it's Ruth that's feeding him his sausages here. So again, hope you're all well, hope you're all good. Getting it this week, I hope you make some good decisions. Please don't always take the easy one, take some risks. I think it's a really good and healthy thing to do, and even at worst case scenario, you're going to get some experience from doing so that you'll actually be able to lean on in your future life, you know. So yeah, take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll catch up with you again next week.